Recording.
Okay, so now it's recording.
Yeah, so my audio will be on there with it.
Yeah.
But I rode with a Pan America when I went with Kyle Bradshaw to that California rally. There was a guy there that had one. He's a nice guy. He had one. It's a pretty nice bike.
So you actually did ride it?
No,
Oh.
I rode with him. It's really surprising that I'm riding this because I really just don't usually ride other people's stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well, before the day's done, you need to take this in for a ride.
that's like Kevin Packwood. I would never ride his Harley either. I did ride his Dyna White Glide he used to have, but I just don't care to ride other people's motorcycles.
Yeah. I'm just not that guy. I'm willing to loan mine out to whoever.
Oh yeah. My problem is if I loan my bike out to somebody, it's somebody that wouldn't be able to pay me for it if they crashed it, and I couldn't afford to buy another one. I've worked hard to afford what I got.
I'd
hate for somebody to take it and wreck it and then sue me. I don't know.
Yeah. I completely understand that.
But hopefully you can kind of judge the character of the person before you let them on your bike.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the way I've always felt.
I don't know nothing about what mode this thing's in.
Yeah, I don't either.
It says P1, traction controls on 6, it looks like. EV says 2.
I'm sure you can thumb toggle with that right switch there, and you'll be able to tell. You may be able to feel a difference.
Oh yeah, there's sport. I can feel that. There's drive, regular drive. Okay, so it just goes from sport and drive, looks like. It looks like it has a full tank of gas.
Yeah, I filled it up before we left. Well, before you got down here.
I do miss the sound of the Africa Twin. It does sound good.
Oh, yeah.
Harley sounds brave. I can't hear it behind you back here, but when you started it up back there, it sounded good.
Yeah.
Said he's making me feel at home. I did have a Garmin XT2 right here on the Africa Twin.
I can put you on this bike, and you can be riding with your old XT.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I sold him my old Garmin XT, which, like I told him, that XT, they're just as good as the XT2. You got a little bigger screen there. As far as just maps, it's the same maps, the same route, same navigation. This one has some more bells and whistles you can hook up to it and do, but other than that, the XT is just as good as GPS.
Yeah.
And the half-inch bigger screen is not that big of a difference. I do remember the little bitty foot pegs that this Africa Twin has on it.
Yeah. If you're out adventure riding, that stinks.
Yeah, these are little bitty foot pegs. And then just notice you still got the rubber in the foot pegs on this one.
Yep. That was the first thing I did in this Pan America was took the rubber pads out of this one.
Yeah, they just, like on this one, they just got a little bolt on the bottom and takes them out.
Yeah. This one, you don't even have to do that. You just pull it out.
My 300L didn't have them, but I believe the Rally does. And my Trail 125 also had those rubber pads. I took them out because when you get muddy feet or whatever, they get slick.
Yep.
Oh, John up here, he rides like Tasmanian Devil, I told him, I said, well, I'll probably have to catch up with you at each intersection when he stops. So I definitely don't know this area up here. I've never been to the Lake of the Ozarks. Yeah. I told him that I had been up here, but I was actually thinking wrong. I've been to Lake Stockton, not the Lake of the Ozarks. And that was actually on my Africa Twin.
When you rode it?
Yeah. That's when I was doing 125 up on that 4-lane, and old Blake flew by me like I was sitting still.
Yeah.
On his engine.
So my audios will not go through your, right?
Right.
Okay.
But you'll hear it because you're recording with the Senna, so you're going to have my audio on your video.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just won't have your audio. Well, I actually thought about putting one of my 50Cs back on my helmet. I do like the 60S, but the 50C is just as good. And the cool part is, if I have it on here, I can have it recording also. And I don't have to use the video. I can just use the audio off of it.
Right. There's going to be a little sharper turn up here.
So do you know all of this area around here everywhere?
Yes.
You've been here long enough, you should, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of like me, Southwest Missouri down there. I knew pretty much all that area down there because I'd lived there all my life.
These guys all said, hey, you know, let's come down and go for a ride. And Harley-Davidson puts on these ride events. And the rides they offer are short rides. Of course, they go to a bar. But if I know the individuals, I'll say, hey, don't go with Harley. Go with me, and I'll take you on a much longer ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Something a little more enjoyable.
Hey, so I got a question. There's something that's hitting my windshield like water drops hitting my windshield. What is that?
Yeah.
Is that rain?
It's got to be rain.
Oh, okay. It's been so long since I seen what rain is, I forgot.
Yeah.
And what's all this green stuff around here?
It's kind of an odd looking material, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like vegetation.
Hey, we got big rocks.
Same way I was telling him that I got over here, my goodness, the bugs splatter your windshield like crazy. I remember that. And in Arizona, we hardly get any bugs. In monsoon season, you'll get some. But before that, there was all winter and all most of the summer, there's just no bugs. It's just hardly any. And here, boy, you get plastered with bugs.
Oh, yeah.
They like the moist conditions, I think, a lot better.
But I have to admit, you get a lot more nice trails than we do.
Yeah, that's the nicest part, and that's why I like it so much, is because in Arizona, it's just so many trails. And in Missouri, I got burnt out because I just had rode everything in Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, and there just ain't that much there.
Yep.
And there's some people that have commented on my video, said, oh, there's a lot around Southwest Missouri, but you've never been to Arizona then. Because I'm telling you, I can't ride them all. There's just so many. I even ride with people that have been there for 30 years. I've rode with a couple people been there 30 years. And they're like, oh, I've never been over in that area. I've never been on that trail.
Yeah.
Well, you got turtles here everywhere.
I was going to tell you, got to watch out for Bob once in a while.
Yep.
We call him Bob.
Bob's everywhere.
I was sitting on a job site one day and I picked up a white marker and I picked Bob up and I wrote his name on his shell and set him back down. So every turtle I see now is Bob.
Yeah, I remember that when we was here. Them box turtles, especially when it rains, they come out.
Yep. What kills me is here's another one. When
I had to edit that out of the video.
when the sun comes out, you never see them in the nice clear spots. They're always in the shaded spots.
Yeah, no doubt. I think the rain makes them come out because they gotta get out of that pool that they're in. But they should all be out now this time of year. Which way are we headed to now?
Okay, so we're going to head towards Versailles.
Versailles? Okay, I've
Yep.
heard of that.
And then we will go to Gravois Mills, Lorry, Sunrise Beach, over to Camdenton, and then back to Osage Beach.
Camdenton, yeah, I went through there, didn't I, on the way up here?
Yeah, that was over on 5. So when
Yeah.
we get off of this road, we will be going to get on 5 highway, 5/7 highway.
Well, this makes me miss my Africa Twin, I tell you.
Does it?
Oh, yeah. Ow. On the road. Don't necessarily make me miss it off-road, because the 300L is just actually more capable, I think, than the Africa Twin off-road, but on the road, this is a lot nicer.
So what you need to do is you need to go home and take that little CT 125 and park it beside your 300 and then kind of start putting some Miracle Grow on both of them. You might be able to make you an Africa Twin.
And did what?
You can make you an Africa Twin.
Oh, put the 300L motor on the CT?
No.
What?
No, park them right beside each other and put Miracle Grow on them.
Oh, Miracle Grow. Okay. I didn't hear what you said. Okay. Yeah, that might work.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, if you put the 300L motor on the CT 125, it would be like an African.
Right.
You'd have some power.
Probably have a little more than you'd want.
That little bitty bike.
Yeah. Although she'd climb a hill then.
Yeah.
This road is roughly 14 miles long.
It's what?
14 miles
14?
on the road, yeah. But you can kind of see why now I say that I never wear the center of my tires out.
No doubt. Well, I can feel a few raindrops.
Oh, yeah. I thought maybe you was going to break out into a I Love a Rainy Night song.
Eddie Rabbit.
Yeah.
I tell people that, in Missouri, when I was in Missouri, you just have to go ride. You can't believe when they say this much percent chance of rain, because if you do, it won't rain at all. You know, a lot of times if you don't go, it don't rain.
Yep.
So if you're going to ride a motorcycle, you just got to go.
That's right.
And in Arizona, you don't even have to plan a day that it's not going, because it's never going to rain. So you don't have to worry about ever. You get up every day, it's always going to be sunny and it's always dry. You don't have to worry about rain. But in Missouri, I definitely would just throw the rain jacket in there and you just go. If it rains, it rains.
Yep.
Or you could just sit at home on the couch and not do nothing. But I'd rather be out riding any day.
Me too.
I've been wet a lot of times. It ain't gonna kill me. So I do have Nelson Rig Solo Storm rain gear. Of course, I forgot it. I didn't even think about it because I'm not used to rain in Arizona. I didn't think about rain. It don't rain.
You got excited. You was going to go ride.
the Nelson Red rain gear I don't use in Arizona. But we put it in the gold wing when we go on a trip, even like when we went to California, because you never know what you're going to get into. So we throw the rain gear in there, and when we went over east, we used that rain gear a lot. It saved us.
Yeah.
We'd see the rain, it started springing back, you better pull over and put it on because you're going to get drowned if you don't.
I'm sure you enjoyed that ride.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an awesome trip. The only problem with that trip was toward the end of it, it got to where it rained nonstop every day. And we finally decided, oh, we're going to have to head back west. It just rained too much. I don't enjoy riding when it's pouring rain all the time.
Yeah, it's no fun. It's one thing to get caught in it,
Right.
but to wake up and start your morning out driving in it, no, that's no fun.
Yeah, get up and start driving in, drive all day, and everything is wet. And you get to the campground, you got to put your tent up wet. It's just miserable.
Yep.
I mean, we always make good of it anyway. We still enjoyed it, and we made it good anyway, even though it's a bad situation. You got to make it into a good situation where you don't enjoy yourself. So we just sat in the tent, play cards. If we had service, we could watch something on the phone, on the laptop. This Africa Twin is definitely a lot stiffer than the 300L.
Yeah.
It's better suspension, but it's stiffer, so I can feel the bumps a lot more in the 300L that's smoother on the bumps on the road. And it's not because the suspension is bad, it's just because it's set up stiffer.
Right.
So you went from this bike to that bike? Is that how you done it?
Yeah.
And what is it you didn't like about the Africa Twin?
That one didn't have cruise control. It didn't have the heated grips.
Right.
And I really had my heart set on the 1100 Africa Twin. But I wasn't finding the deal that I wanted on the internet. I just couldn't get nobody to work with me.
Right.
So I know you're familiar with the Joplin area.
Yeah.
Those guys down there at Cycle Connection had this one, and they offered up such a good deal that I couldn't turn it down.
Yeah.
The downside to that is for some reason these Pan-Americans are not holding their resale value. So you may go and spend $21,000 for one of these, and within 6 months you can't hardly get 15 out of it.
That's funny. You'd think they would. Like Harleys, I thought held their resale
They
pretty
do.
good.
They really do. And this one is a 2021. You can buy 2021s all day long for $10,000 and $11,000.
That's crazy. I didn't know you could buy them for that.
Yeah.
I figured the insurance would be higher on that bike.
Actually, it's cheaper than my last bike.
So this is your last bike.
Well, my Harley Ultra is my last Harley. We're going to turn our wiggle our way through this cemetery up here.
So how many cc's is that Pan-American?
This one is a 1250.
1250, okay.
And
they make different sizes?
No, they only make one.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, when it comes to Harley, I'm pretty dumb about Harleys. Never had one. I've never had a hankering for a Harley, but.
So let me tell you, I'm just as dumb about them, buddy. Yeah.
Well, from if you see this guy's house, I've never seen anybody have so much Harley stuff. The room that I stayed in, he's got a spare bedroom I stayed in, and there's so much Harley stuff in there, I couldn't sleep at night from all the racket, from all that Harley stuff. I thought I was in hell or something when I walked in there and seen all that Harley stuff. Man,
All the Willie G. You got the doggone skeleton looking things.
no kidding.
Well, if I don't keep this bike, I guarantee you that I will be getting the Africa Twin, uh, the new one.
Yeah.
And
Now,
it,
the new Africa Twin is 1100.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. That's the one I have, and I really have my heart set on that, the red and black with the blue and white in it.
Yeah.
But that's the one that's offered in the manual. They don't have it in DCT. So
Oh.
that was another thing that aggravated me.
I can feel the oil on the brakes right there. I can hear it.
Yeah,
I can hear the brakes.
and it's kind of it's grabby too.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Now I know you're a lot older than I am, so if you need a rest break, just don't be afraid to say something. Uh-oh. Hey, Dave.
Hey, John, what you guys doing?
We're out riding.
You're all right, okay.
Can you hear me?
You guys go by the, well, yeah, I can hear you. Will you guys go by the Sportsman anytime before like the next hour or two?
Actually, my wife took off to Fulton, and it's just me and Frank right now.
Okay, that's fine. There was a lady just wanted a few extra towels, and I just said, yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, don't worry about it. I'll be back by 5. I can see you waiting.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to make a loop around the lake and go back, and I may swing by there and do that for you.
But if you don't make a special trip, but if you do, it's cap at 5. They just want a few extra towels.
Okay. It's going to probably be at least an hour and a half to 2 hours.
That's fine.
Okay.
If you don't get there, don't worry about it. I'll just, if you really need some, I'll just give her the code.
Okay, all right.
I just don't have my daughter ain't around, my wife's not around, and
Yeah.
you're on a motorcycle, so
Yep.
they're not going to shower at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll get them to them, yep. But if you go by, do not, I'll just do them when I get back.
Okay. All right.
Sounds good, have fun.
All right, sir.
It's a clear as bell, too. I can hear you just fine.
Good. That's good.
Yep. Sounds good, have fun.
All right, sir.
We'll see you now.
Bye. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Back now, what'd you do?
I had a phone call that came in.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Dave
Oh,
from
I
the.
knew something happened because you was like gone.
Yeah, Dave called me from the shop. Asked me if I was going to be in the area over there. I said I will in about a couple hours.
What's he doing?
He had some customer wanting a few extra towels.
Oh,
Remember I told you that's our normal run through in the mornings? You want to see the old riverboat when we get up here? The old paddle wheeler?
they got a riverboat here, huh?
I got an old paddle wheeler, yeah.
Yeah.
When we get to Graboids, we can pull over long enough to look at that if you want.
Yeah. thought that Dodge was going to run over me. I signaled at him. I'm like, heck, dude, I got a Harley in front of me. I can't go no faster.
That red one behind you?
Don't blame it on me.
Yeah. Got a slow Harley holding you up.
Yeah, I can't help it. So does that Harley have a lot more power than this?
You know, with the right rider, they're pretty comparable.
Yeah.
But I'm in road mode right now. If I put this thing in sport mode, it's a beast.
Yeah.
I've noticed on this one, from about 5,000 RPMs on, it pulls like a freight train.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it has some pretty good get up and go there.
Oh, yeah.
Not like my Trail 125.
Yeah.
Not the same.
About comparable?
Yeah. Not a lot different. I bumped my horn.
There's your next adventure. We can climb that hill.
I'll let you go first.
I guess we could go over and play on them over there. You're kind of used to rock down there.
Heck yeah. I'll be back home again.
Play around the rock quarries.
There was a place by Joplin down there that used to be those gravel pits people used to go to.
Did you?
No, not me. But people used to. They used to be, it was like everybody went there to ride on the chat box.
Yeah.
It's from strip mining, I guess.
See if we can find a spot down here to pull over.
about ran past you.
Yeah, I seen that. I don't technically know if we can legally be down here, but
Ain't nobody probably gonna bother you.
probably not.
That's pretty cool. That's an old one. I don't think they use that anymore, do they?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it?